So you're visiting New York for the first time and you got one of these. These do not work anymore, guys. They expired January 1st. So why are you trying to use these? Did somebody try to sell you this? That's a new scam. Everybody's going to be trying to sell these off the street and they don't work anymore, guys. Now we are using OMNY cards. So watch this video. I'm going to show you everything you need to know about the OMNY card. I know people make fun of me for saying OMNY, but this is what it stands for. Now I'll continue to call them OMNY Pay because that's what we call them in New York. Now, if you do have one of these cards and you have a remaining balance on it, like you charged to the card, aka you loaded the card for a set amount of money, they are letting you transfer your balance onto an OMNY card or onto your OMNY account. So you could do that, but otherwise the unlimited cards are no more. There's no more monthly unlimited. They're only doing this like weekly OMNY thing, which I'll get into in a minute. But first, let's talk specifics. So in 2026, New York City started doing the OMNY Pay, which is a tap to pay if you're using your credit card. You can also use the OMNY app and you can have an account and all that stuff. But most of us, if we're going to be using it, we want that like solid card. So you're going to find these in every station. Now, keep in mind, this is a newer thing. They've been trying to roll it out for a couple years now, but a lot of people have not been even trying to get them. So there's going to be a weird surge of people getting these cards. So you're going to see a lot of the machines probably have no cards available or unable to work at this time as they're putting new machines in every station. So just be patient or just go across the street to the other side of the subway. There will be a machine that works over there, or there will be a ticket agent that you can buy one from them. Now with the physical cards, they are allowing you to do a weekly unlimited pass, which I suggest if it's your first time in New York City, this is going to be the best deal, unless you don't plan on using the subway or the bus much. But OMNY covers all of your buses and all of your subways. So you're going to be able to use this tap to pay feature on all of them. And they do offer you a free transfer between a bus to subway or subway to bus. And the subway fare just went up right now. So it is now $3 every time you go on the subway. So if you think of it just in a day, even if you're there for 3 days, you're probably going to go up and downtown at least one time. You're probably realistically going to be on the subway at least twice if you're going up and down or across town or whatever. So for the weekly unlimited card, the idea is once you hit 12 rides in a week's time, that's 7 days, it's about $36 worth. That is going to be the cap that they will not charge you anymore for. So instead of doing this monthly pass, which us New Yorkers used to love, actually my restaurant that I was working at, they used to charge us for a monthly Metrocard before our taxes even came out. So that was a benefit of having the monthly unlimited pass. Now, I don't know what they're going to do, but what they are doing is supposedly this weekly unlimited pass that is up to 12 rides. You don't get charged after that. So for those of you that are old school and you're nervous about tap to pay or using Apple Pay to pay for getting into the subway, you can get the physical card. I'll just walk you through it. So the machine looks like this, and you're going to go ahead here and hit either 7-day unlimited card, or you can do a custom amount if you think you would rather do that. And from here, it's going to go ahead and tell you which way to pay, if you want to pay with credit card, or you can still do cash right now, but who knows how long that will last. And then it's going to go ahead and shoot you out the card. So you just pick that up and use this as your tap to pay. Now, if you'd like to do the tap to pay, this one is even easier. You're literally just going to tap your credit card and you're going to just go ahead and go right into the subway. Or you can download the OMNY app or sign up for an account and you'll be able to connect that to your account to tap to pay. Or we could use Apple Pay, and as we all know, this just connects in your phone. You just click it and you're good to go. My biggest issue with New York City and using tap to pay is it is so easy to get all of your card information. So do not be scanning any QR codes when you're in the city. Make sure you're using the actual physical OMNY Pay area, which is on the subway entrance. You know, don't be tapping it anywhere except for on the actual turnstile for the subway. Just be safe, because just like anywhere else, it's really easy to give out all of your information if you're not paying attention. So that's why as a visitor, I suggest getting the physical card just because it'll be less of a stress on you. And if you lose it, you can always get it replaced. Now, once you have a physical OMNY card, think of it as a prepaid debit card, and you'll be able to reload that within the app if you like, or you can reload it in one of the machines. There's an option, or with an agent. But as we all know, the whole cash system is going away and they're really pushing tap to pay for everything. So it's going to get harder and harder to pay with cash. You're going to notice in machines will probably stop taking cash. So when you're in New York, just plan on having a credit card to use for that trip so that you can get onto the subway, onto buses, and all that fun stuff, and not have to worry about it being a debit card. Because remember, if you ever have an issue with your debit card, it comes directly out of your bank account, so we don't want that. We'd rather be safe and have a credit card. Just like anytime you travel, you should never have your debit card. You should always use a credit card, because then you can always call the credit card company directly and they can get it figured out much faster than a bank can that has already drained your account and that was real money coming out of your account versus just a credit line. While you're in the city, you're going to come across a number of turnstiles. There's a lot of influencers making fun of the turnstiles right now. So don't be nervous that you're going into the wrong place. There's a number of different turnstiles right now they're experimenting with. This is the weirdest one, but most of them are probably going to be the plastic. So the main issue is you have to make sure you're far enough behind the person in front of you that it will read the card. Otherwise, you have to go back and tap again. But you'll see random stuff like this to stop fare evasion. There's like spikes on top of here because people used to just use that as leverage and jump over the turnstiles. They also put these little like half fins on the turnstiles to deter people from trying to jump over them. And then this is the infamous plastic door one everybody's making fun of. Because the latest one is these two plastic walls that literally close right in your face. So think of it kind of like how the subway doors close. Now this is how they're letting us onto the subway. Also, there's two plastic doors. People have already gotten injured and complained about it, like this girl here. And then you have influencers like this guy, which I love. He's so funny. But he's just showing you how easy it is. Because the whole reason they made these, plastic doors and they're putting spikes on top of the turnstiles and these weird little hump things on top of the turnstiles, like it's going to be able to stop fare evasion and stop people from getting into the subway without paying. Dude, so many New Yorkers never pay to get on the subway. They always find a way in. So keep that in mind. If you see people just like walking through, just let them be. Don't worry about them. Stick to your own thing. If you don't want to get a fare evasion fine, always pay when you're going in. But honestly, if you're like a family of 5 and there's nobody standing around, I don't know. Another key thing about using the subway in New York City is think about how much money you're going to save using that, because a lot of times even just taking an Uber like 3 blocks is going to be like $30. The fares are ridiculous, and then they have upcharges and all sorts of crazy fees that are going on with Ubers right now. So if you're in the city, I suggest Lyft. Sometimes if you open the Lyft app, Uber actually shows up cheaper. Just a little budget travel hack there. $3 ride on the subway is so much cheaper than spending $60 on a cab, $30 on a cab, because you can get from like Times Square to Wall Street area in about like 20 minutes, where if you're in a cab, you could get stuck in traffic. They could take you on a roundabout way. There's so many things that could happen that could like really tack up that bill really fast. Even if you're splitting it between like 4 people, it's probably still going to be cheaper to just take the subway and faster because you don't have to deal with traffic. So once you have your card, you're going to go ahead and hit the tap to pay area, and then it's going to make a beeping sound. So that means it read your card, and you're going to go through the turnstile or through the plastic doors. And I always try to remind people, remember there's uptown and downtown directions. So when you're going on the subway, make sure you're going the correct direction. And I have had a lot of you guys asking me about how to read the new subway map. It's really like chutes and ladders. I don't really understand why they made the map like this. On the old map, you would be able to see the bus routes and the subway and all that stuff. Now you're just stuck with this chutes and ladders thing. So I'm going to explain that in the next video. I've had a lot of you ask me how to get from Times Square down to like 9/11 Memorial. And if you like informative videos like this, make sure you hit that plus so other people can find me in the algorithm, because I understand how hard it is going to New York City sometimes. You think it's so easy to get around, but then once you're in it, it's a little intimidating because everybody's rushing around you because they already know where they're going. So at the end of the day, if you have a question, you can just ask somebody who looks like a New Yorker. They're really easy to spot. They're very fashionable. They'll have their headphones in, just kind of chilling, minding their own business on their way to work. So feel free to ask somebody. Otherwise, hopefully this video answered all your questions. If you have any more, hit me in the comments below and I'll make another video about those. Here's the next up video. It's the one that YouTube thinks you're gonna like the most, so make sure you check it out. See you there.